This video is brought to you by Osmocote, the Planters plant food.
I'm Amy Grisak, a garden writer in Great Falls, Montana, and today I want to show you what's happening with my Hugelkultur project. Now, Hugelkultur is a fun word to say, but it's really not a new gardening method. It's been around for quite a while, and the concept is Hugel means hill, and so basically it's growing things on a hill. But with Hugelkultur, it's kind of different because it's not just heaping up dirt. It is creating an organic sponge basically underneath the soil that will hold in nutrients and also, more importantly, hold in moisture after a few years of decomposition. So to build a Hugelkultur bed is really easy, well it can be, if you have a lot of a lot of organic material, like wood. A lot of people really use big hunks of wood and big logs because a lot of people, especially in the Midwest and other places where they actually have trees, they have a storm comes through, branches come down, this pile of lumber or wood, what are you going to do with it? So you basically stack it up. A lot of people recommend 6-7 feet high. Since I'm not that tall, I'm not going to be heaving soil up that tall, but stacking it up 2, 3, 4 feet and then covering it with soil. That's what I did last year and then also again this spring. Unfortunately, since I didn't have wood, I used what I had. I had sunflower stalks. I had a friend who brought over a load of rotten lumber. Basically, it was untreated 2x4s, 2x6s, and so we just shoved those in and buried those too. So the concept is, like I said, it's going to be breaking down over the next several years, quite a few years actually, and basically creates a big sponge inside this hill. So the roots go down in that sponge and it is holding in the moisture because it's not evaporating out. Now the nice thing about Hugelkultur too is it's creating contours. So many times with our gardens, they're just flat, they're just open. For us in Montana, it's a problem because of the wind. You have flat, you have open, you have wind just battering down everything. When you're doing Hugelkultur beds, you can create little oases type situations. You can create a U-shaped where you're capturing the sun, open to the south. So you're capturing that sun and bringing that heat in. You can also create barriers that protect certain plants. So on this bed, I have everything planted here. I mean, you could see sunflowers, Nicotiana, Hungarian broom corn, massive pumpkins. We got some huge pumpkins going on, tomatoes, and then behind it though, because this is facing west, which is where we get a lot of our nasty wind. So behind it though are more tomato plants that I wanted protected. So that it's open to the south, the southern sun comes in. We could get through some of the sunflowers that went a little nuts. And so it can hit those tomatoes, yet it's still protected on the west. And then I have another bed on the north side too. Not as much of an issue this time of year, but it helps hold in that heat as well, almost acting as thermal mass. So it's nice because you can create these contours that you can create little microclimates really within your garden. Hugelkultur beds are also fun too because you really want to plant them in a polyculture method. So you're putting all sorts of things on top of it. As you can see, like I said, that's what I did. The tomatoes, and we have broccoli in here. I have rhubarb on an end, beets coming up, onions here and there. So it's like one big Easter egg hunt when it comes time for harvesting. But the nice thing is each of those plants is bringing something new to the equation. We have root vegetables that are breaking up the soil and getting in there. And then you also have others that are more on the surface. But as they die, they're going to be bringing more into the soil too. So I just wanted to show you what's going on with this bed this year. This is the first year for it. It's growing really, really well. And it's just going to be interesting to keep going year to year to see if the longer it continues, up into a certain point, of course, when the organic material inside the bed is pretty much done. But the theory is after several years of it being set up, it should reduce your watering requirements too. Basically because you have a reservoir within the bed. So Hugelkultur is a lot of fun. It's a really great landscaping tool too. You can do a lot with it. And it's just a new way to go with thinking permaculture, thinking more permanent systems, and also less water usage type systems. So go out, do a little Hugelkultur bed, and get all the neighbors talking.